Today on Upfront, a dead heat. Wisconsin's high-profile race for governor appears headed for a photo finish.
This is going to be the toughest election I've ever been involved in.
Republican incumbent Scott Walker in the fight of his political life.
I'm Tony Evers, and I'm going to be the next governor of the state of Wisconsin.
Democratic challenger Tony Evers running hard in what could be a good year for Democrats. Next, a one-hour election special. The candidates for governor make their closing arguments to voters. I'll ask each why they deserve your vote. Then, is this election a referendum on President Trump?
If you're going to vote Democrat, don't bother.
It's my question for our political roundtable. Jeff Mayers of WizPolitics.com and Emily Fannin of WKOW-TV. Plus, the candidates for state treasurer here in our studio. What each would do with an office that has very little power but voters want to keep.
Covering the issues important to Wisconsin. This is Up Front with Mike Goucher.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Up Front. It all comes down to Tuesday. With fewer than 48 hours until the polls open, the 2018 race for governor appears to be the close contest political insiders said it would be. This weekend, Republican Governor Scott Walker and his Democratic opponent, School Superintendent Tony Evers, are crisscrossing the state, seeking votes in every corner of Wisconsin. The final Marquette Law School poll shows the race tied at 47% each among likely voters. We asked the candidates for governor for one final interview before the election, and we found them both in Wausau. We begin with the incumbent, Governor Scott Walker, at our affiliate, WAOW-TV. Governor Walker, good to have you with us today. And I'm not looking for a long speech, but give me, at the end of the day, what is the biggest difference between you and Tony Evers?
Well, it's simple. If you want more jobs and higher wages, I'm your guy. If you want more spending and higher taxes, which will lead to fewer jobs, then you should vote for Tony Evers. It's not personal. We get along. We work on stuff together, but that's the classic difference. We have more people working in the state than ever before. Our wage growth far exceeds the rest of the nation, including most states around us. And at the same time, my opponent's talking about $7 billion of new spending. That's higher property taxes, higher income taxes on farmers and manufacturers, and a gas tax as high as $1 a gallon. That will cost us jobs. That will return us to a recession. That's the simple difference.
Governor, let's spend a couple of minutes on some developments on the issue of health coverage, and more specifically, the state's challenge of Obamacare. You want it declared unconstitutional. Then these questions about whether people with pre-existing conditions would be covered. And so late last week, you made a statement about this, and this was perceived as sort of a last-minute new promise on your behalf. I'm quoting from the Associated Press. They said Governor Scott Walker, locked in a tight re-election bid, said Thursday for the first time that he wants to enact the exact same language that's in federal law at the state level, guaranteeing insurance for people with pre-existing conditions. Why did you say that?
Well, I've been talking about before. I actually said it in both the debates. I said we can protect people with pre-existing conditions without protecting the failure. There's Obamacare. I want to be absolutely clear, and it's not only the right thing to do, it's a personal thing to me. My wife, Tonette, is a type 1 diabetic. My mother is a breast cancer survivor. My brother, my younger brother, has a heart condition. For them and everyone else like them in this state, I want to make sure, absolutely certain, that they are covered when it comes to pre-existing conditions. But you don't have to have Obamacare to do that. We can do that. We can make that clear, and we can separate out the problems we have with Obamacare. Because remember, earlier this year, I pointed out that Obamacare premiums, individual market Obamacare premiums, were going up by 44% statewide. I remember Christine in the Green Bay area telling me her premiums were going up by as much as $2,000 a month. That's unsustainable. So we brought Democrats and Republicans together. We passed our health care stability plan, and just as we predicted, word came out about a week and a half ago, premiums starting in January on the individual market will go down by more than 4% from where they're at. They'll go down by 10% from where they were headed. That's a savings of about $1,000 in premiums. Contrast that with Tony Evers wants to do what Minnesota did years ago. Their premiums went up so much. 2 years ago, my counterpart, the Democrat governor of Minnesota, said the Affordable Care Act is no longer affordable. That's because premiums there were going up between 50 and 67%. That is unsustainable. We can't let Tony Evers do to Wisconsin what they did to Minnesota. We will have lower premiums, better choices, particularly in rural areas, and better overall health care, and still cover pre-existing conditions.
I just want to be clear, though. You're saying that you would use the language specifically from Obamacare to guarantee coverage of pre-existing conditions for people in Wisconsin. That's what you're saying.
I've said that before. I've said, let's call the bluff. Let's lay it out on the table. We talked about it in each of the previous debates. I said it again last week. A lot of the AP reporters apparently don't cover me as much as I'd like them to. I'd love them to come with me at every stop because I talk about this everywhere we go. And I can't tell you how many people come up to me shaking because the lie out there has made them and their families concerned that somehow someone would take their coverage away for them or their spouse or their kid. I had a woman in La Crosse come specifically and thank me because her daughter is a type 1 diabetic, and when she heard my wife was, she knew we'd always cover people like her, and we will.
The question I have, though, is will your Republican colleagues in the Senate or the Assembly, would they agree to language specifically coming from Obamacare to guarantee pre-existing coverage?
Absolutely. The problem they have with Obamacare is on the other things that are driving premiums up, that take away our choices when it comes to health care. When it comes to covering people with pre-existing conditions, it's nearly universal. And I believe in the end, just like we saw Republican and Democrat lawmakers, we don't get enough credit for this. Republican and Democrat lawmakers came together on our health care stability plan, which lowers premiums, increases choices. We can do the same thing on this issue. We can bring people together. You know, more than 94% of the bills I've signed into law since I've been governor have had more than just Republican support. We don't just talk about it. We provide real leadership to get things done that are important to people, like covering pre-existing conditions.
One final question on this, Governor. Tony Evers tweeted after your statements about the Obamacare coverage of pre-existing conditions. He said about you, he said, this is rich. Coming from the guy who has spent 8 years trying to repeal the Affordable Care Act and gut protections for pre-existing conditions every chance he's gotten. Your response?
Well, two very different issues. This just shows a fundamental misunderstanding of the issue. I want to get rid of the things that are driving premiums up. I hear people all over the state, small business owners, family farmers, and others who under Obamacare were seeing their premiums go up to levels they just couldn't afford. I want to make sure the Affordable Care Act is out of the way so that we can afford it and that everyone is covered under pre-existing conditions. That's the difference. He wants to embrace it all. He doesn't want just to embrace it. He wants to expand it to people with higher income levels and make those problems even worse. I want to solve the problems and cover people with pre-existing conditions.
I mentioned your opponent, Tony Evers. They're out with a tough new ad citing 4 former cabinet officials saying that you lacked integrity or that you let power and ambition influence your judgment at the taxpayer's expense. What do you say to the fact that you have 4 cabinet secretaries being so critical of you?
Well, I've said it before in the debates. To me, it's simple. I'm not afraid to put people with a diverse set of opinions. One of those cabinet members for years advocated for a significant gas tax increase. I told the voters years ago I would never raise their overall tax burden. I kept that promise. I'm not afraid to have people with differing viewpoints. Heck, I've had a guy personally travel with me before who used to work for Joe Lieberman, who ran obviously with Al Gore back in the year 2000 on the Democrat ticket. I had plenty of Democrats that worked for me when I was county executive. That doesn't surprise me that people have differing viewpoints who worked for me in the past, have different political viewpoints going forward. I'm not afraid of that, but I will always keep my promises. I think in the end what people should look at are results. When we came in, unemployment was 9.3%. Today, we've had 8 months in a row of record low unemployment in the state. More people are working in Wisconsin than ever before. This week, nearly every day, we've had about 100,000 job openings posted on our state website. That means more people, more career opportunities in this state than there are unemployed people in the state of Wisconsin. We put more actual dollars into the schools, an extra $200 for every student every year in every district across the state. We put more into our technical colleges and nearly triple the amount of youth apprenticeships. Look at what we've done. We've frozen tuition 6 years in a row to make college more affordable. Tony Evers used to be against that before. He's now for it now. Those are the real differences. Tony Evers, in contrast, wants to raise property taxes. He wants to raise income taxes. He wants to raise the gas tax. Tony's taxes will cost us jobs. And I think for people watching, we don't want to go back to the way things were. I certainly don't want for my kids to worry about them to have to go to some other state to pursue their career. I like them working and living in the state of Wisconsin. I want that for everyone.
So you talked about the economic statistics, the low unemployment rate, high worker participation rate. You believe things are very much headed on the right track, but there are a couple of numbers that are still troublesome. You promised 250,000 jobs back in 2010. You said you'd do it in your first 4 years. We still aren't there, so you've got lagging job growth. And then the other issue is the startup community. 2015, 2016, 2017, we were last in startups. If the economy is humming, how do you explain those kinds of numbers?
Simple. It's workforce. We literally have more people working right now than we've ever had in the history of the state. So to catch up, it means we need to make sure that every student graduates. That's why I'm the only one talking about moving apprenticeships in the 7th and 8th grade and starting technical and vocational education opportunities sooner. It's why we're talking about expanding and lifting the barriers to work when it comes to people coming out of our prison system, to people with physical and intellectual disabilities, to doing welfare. I'm the only one talking about welfare reform. To me, if you're an able-bodied working age adult, we've got so many job opportunities, so many help wanted signs out there. I want to make sure everyone who wants assistance from us is out there getting employability skills and working and able to pass a drug test. The biggest challenge to us going forward, why I'm asking for a third term, is to finish the job, going from jobs to education and training to now building and growing the workforce. We're even recruiting veterans. We're the #1 state for veterans in America. We're out at 16 different military bases recruiting active duty military personnel about to retire to come to Wisconsin. We need more workers. Come to Wisconsin. We got a job for you and a great career.
Governor Scott Walker running for re-election, running for a third term in office. Good to have you back on the program. Thanks very much, Governor.
Thanks, Mike.
Coming up next, we'll hear from the Democratic candidate, Tony Evers, his final pitch to voters and why he says it's time for a change. And then later, he's not on the ballot, but President Trump says this election is all about him. Our political roundtable weighs in on the Trump effect when Upfront continues.
Up Front with Mike Goucher, brought to you by the American Transmission Company and the Wisconsin Corn Growers Association.